across all your social media platforms. I am at Kiage Simba on X. That's where we are as well. So let's then, take it a bit easy and talk about the last part of our conversation this morning. And it's essentially going to touch on an area that majority of you might find yourselves as victims. This is it. Managing stress and depression at the workplace. What is going to be quite clear to you is that majority of us have not really identified what stress and depression is. So this morning, we're going to sit back and talk about the causes of depression and the signs of depression, and then how you, seated at home this morning or at work or whatever it is that you are watching us this morning, then could start to identify them and deal with it. Myself, I like the essentials because I'm going to sit down and take those learning lessons, and then to help us then go through this particular conversation for the next couple of minutes, we do have Pastor Rose Mbugwa, who is an author and a life coach. Pastor Rose, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you, Simba.
Every time, like what I said, I like to approach these conversations from a personal level.
Okay.
And even when my producer yesterday was telling me to essentially go in and research about what depression is and understand it fully, I said, maybe I might want to do that. Let me just to know the scope of the conversation. But in terms of understanding, I just wanted to get it from you this morning. Because sometimes we work in a work environment.
Yes.
And I'm the perfect patient this morning then to learn what this is.
Yeah.
And get those life lessons. Let me begin like this. When we're talking about depression and stress, what is stress? What is depression?
Okay. Welcome, Mr. Simba. There are many definitions about stress and depression. But right now, we can go according to our topic about stress and depression in the place of work. So I'm gonna say this, it is a feeling, someone feels like you have hit the edge, or now you have hit the bottom. You are nowhere now to go, you are at the edge. Or else we can say, having more than you can bear.
Okay.
Yeah, having more than you can bear. Also, it is a state of constant worry, tension, anxiety, and fear that comes in us when now we have that disorder of stress and depression at the place of work.
Yes.
You see that I was enjoying as I was listening the pastor when you are sharing here about the high cost of living those days. Of course, you see now it is like this is my this is where I work now, and now things are so pleasing.
Yes. That
I feel now I cannot bear anymore. So that is the area we are going to look at. Because now when I feel I'm worn out, I feel I cannot bear anymore, the result will be depression.
That's it.
So now it is like stress comes from more stress. Now you produce that depression disorder.
That's it. So whatever you're saying is that for someone who's constantly stressed, you wake up in the morning and you're essentially stressed, that you start from stress and then it grows all the way to depression. That if you constantly remain in that environment of stress, then what you are essentially going to end up with is depression.
Yes, of course. And to clarify there, stress is inventable. Yeah? Yes. You cannot avoid stress. But that does not mean all stresses are bad. We can see that there is this area of positive stress that can make you, motivate you. But mostly the negative side of stress is this that cause depression. And I have discovered that stress is the way you handle stress, the way I handle stress are different. You can see someone with a load or amount of stress to say 10 kg. That is the amount of stress I'm having now. And I can stand up and hold it. Another person like you maybe have the same amount of stress, and now you see you cannot stand up. You bed, it is bedding you. Another person, also the same amount, now is kneeling down. The same amount, but we don't have the capacity to hold it equally. As we continue, that I wanted to alert.
Just that's the imagery then, that some people have different capacities of handling the same amount of stress, isn't it? Yeah. Pretty much. I was looking at it yesterday on this particular area for stress, and I said, how do you start to identify some of the things that will stress you at work? I went through a couple of them. I did a couple of notes, and I'm just gonna read to you. Once in a while, I found myself withdrawn from work. That I know I'm supposed to do this, but I'm like, oh, come on, I don't want to do it now. Other things is my mood swings, where I'm a bit happy or constantly relaxed. All the way from the house, but you don't get to work, you're like, oh, come on. I don't want to be here. Like, what is this feeling? Like, if you ask me what you're feeling, I can't tell you what it is, but it's an uncomfortable feeling. It's not, the environment sort of makes me feel in a way that I don't have to be here. It's not a good place. Yeah. You know? Are those some of the signs of stress?
Yes. Yes. Of course. Those are signs of stress. And signs of stress, we can look them in 3 ways. Number one, our physical. Now that you have the signs of stress, I look you now physically. That, as you have said, someone becomes less stressed, dizzy. Yes. And now also you withdraw. What you have been doing and yearning for every morning to do, you will feel that, oh no, it is not me. Your body is weak. And then you can see now you are performing very poorly. It is something you are doing, but now it is as if you are unable to do it. Those signs appear. You are less stressed. Also, your body aches. Maybe muscles. You can say, oh, now, I don't know what I'm feeling. It is as if my body feeling sickly. It is a sign of stress. You feel you have headache. You have aching muscles, backache. They are not sickness. They are not diseases. They are signs of stress. Number two, we can see in another area in our might. You see, I can look now, I see you are less stressed, that is the body physical. Now, psychological, now it is where now you have anxiety. You start developing anxiety disorder. Now your mind is affected by the stress you have now. We did not start with the causes, but now we are the signs. A state of anxiety, when you have a disorder of anxiety, you fear, you fear and you make many errors. You fear even you cannot perform. It is something you have been performing and now you are erroring, you are not doing it you are not thinking properly. You knew I have to, when I come here, I start here, I go there. You are not thinking properly.
No, sir.
You are not concentrating. It is as if now you are being pushed. And that in that area, we see a lot of errors. You have burnout. That is basic, psychological. You are dull and you are unable to do what you have been doing, and you cannot produce, perform properly.
No,
Number 3, we can also see how you are behaving. Now, we see now, this Simba is behaving abnormally. Is it all the same Simba we have been seeing? Now, you change, you change your behaviors. You become, you are haggard quickly. Something's right. Remove this table. Who kept this here? You are being haggard by each and everything. Now, you see now that your behavior changes.
Yes.
You are even haggard with your colleagues. What, even in the communication, you see now you are rude. Behavior changes quickly when we have stress. Those are signs. And for those who smoke, they continue in that area extremely. Everything, behavior, they do it extremely.
Mm-hmm.
Those who are alcoholic, they abuse. You see now they develop alcohol abuse. They in the morning, you see they are using alcohol even before going to the workplace. They are now behaving. Their behavior shows that there is something wrong. This person is suffering, or we say increase of smoking, alcohol abuse, being depressed, and also it can end up to suicidal thoughts.
No, sir.
Those are signs.
Those are some of those particular signs, and those are the ones that we have to look out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even for me, who might not be stressed at work, but when I see somebody react like that, which it doesn't react like that, then I have to be conscious that this person might be stressed, isn't it?
Yes, of course.
Yes. If I've got a colleague of mine who doesn't, react necessarily to situations like those, or how this person is constantly, like I know Simba's behavior, his temperament, I know how he behaves around us. So when I see him behave a little bit different, then that's when I know that person is stressed, isn't it?
Yes.
So specifically to the workplace, Pastor Rose, what is this thing that might cause somebody to get stressed?
Yeah.
Especially for us now, let me just speak to guys who work in media. They say that you do not find people working in media accidentally. So people like what they do, and so they tend to be fulfilled. So what again then is this thing for somebody who works in the media or in an office setup that might cause them to get stressed, knowing very well that we're coming from a place where we're saying these are people who like what they're doing?
Yeah. There are many things that can cause stress.
Yeah.
Yes, I have passion. I love what I do.
That's it.
I know what I do.
That's it.
When things go on, I think and I believe the slogan of our employees is move fast. Even at those times, when we have crisis of economy, it is go or move fast. And I have been observing from when I arrived here, everyone is moving this way, that way. Move fast. Why? Because we have deadlines. You have to reach here. When now we are unable to reach our deadlines that are kept here by the HR or even ourselves, there are those deadlines. And now you see, it is as if they are becoming far from where we are. It is like biting more than you are able to chew. When things are that way, yes, you are qualified and you know what you came to do here. But now, work is, the slogan is move fast. Work is being more. There are deadlines you need to attend to, and now you are not reaching. You start saying, oh, they will see as if I'm not doing it. But you have tried. It is the deadlines that are far from your reach. Also, deadlines are tight. Maybe to some, they are far.
Yeah.
You are not able to reach those deadlines. That one will trigger stress. Also, targets to be met. Do this SIBA, do that SIBA, targets to be met. Now they are, oh, I have not done this. I only reached here. Now you start feeling, what is happening? When things are that way, and many other, let me mention some few. When also working hours are long, you work, your body now is tired, you are exhausted.
Yes.
You feel now, hey, it triggers. Also, changes of duties. Now, I know you are here early in the morning drift.
No, sir.
Is with the SIBA. So if I want to meet you, I can call you and tell you, SIBA, we shall meet at 2 or at 1, because I know now you will not be in the office. Now, maybe now, even when you are coming from home, you know what you have planned. Because I serve from morning to 10. Now I'm free to go to school, to look to visit my kid, or to attend another thing. Now there comes a license changes. Here now, you are told, now you know what, today you are not going to leave the office. We need you to help us here, or we need you. Those changes that are not well planned, they comes. Now you feel, I have been denied my light. That first thought, yes, when changes come, also cause stress, and many others. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pretty much. So even as we are on those particular signs of stress, for any other person listening to you this morning, you know, we say there are levels of stress.
Yeah.
There's a concern, but then there's stress. When does it go from being a concern to stress? Well, you're saying, Simba amepiga kelele because kuna vile ameongeleshwa. That's a concern.
Yeah.
You know, it's a reaction, essentially. But then, how is somebody going to know that he's stressed because of the way he's reacted?
Yeah.
As opposed to, hiyo ni kawaida, atakuwa tu sawa. All right? How can I know the difference and say, hey, oh, jamaa, ako stressed? As opposed to, ni saa hizi tu, ni reaction. Maybe kuna kitu imefanyika huko akikuja kazini. How do you know that difference? So that now, for someone who's listening, you will be like, anyway, when I listen to Pastor Rose, I know how to tell that somebody is stressed or somebody is just reacting to a particular condition. Okay.
It is easy because now you know how I get angry, or how I answer, or how I react. When you see things comes to extreme, anything that is extreme, if it is behavior, you see now I'm behaving extreme, you know that something is wrong.
Or it's on the extreme,
it is. Look, extreme sort. Okay. Whether it is behavioral,
all right,
or whether it is a psychological, you see. Even now, you can see now someone is dull, listening to himself, withdraw also. Yeah. It is sign that shows that there is something wrong. And also you can listen to yourself and feel, I'm not sleeping well, I'm not eating well. You see a lack of appetite. You are there, you are feeling that I don't want to eat, I don't have appetite, I just want to be alone. Even if you are introvert, there is this loneliness that you feel you don't want anybody, you don't want even to share, you don't want social life, you are avoiding, you are withdrawing. So when you see someone like that, there is something wrong.
There is something wrong, isn't it? Does it have to be extended in the sense of, yes, this guy reacted like this, but then he kept on going and going and going and going. Is that what I'm looking out for? Like Simba, he came in, he didn't like what we're doing in the studio, but then he kept on going and going and going and going and going and going about it. Even after that particular situation was settled. Now that's somebody who's stressed, isn't it? That's the extreme that you're looking out for.
That is the extreme.
And
as we look at those causes, you see that I have said the few of them. Let me continue a little so that we can see that now, if those things continues to happen in someone's life, and now they are not solved as early, because now if it is this one of changing a program or whatever, and you see now this person, when I changed his program and I did not give him permission to go as usual, he got angry, and his reaction, you now sit down and say, what is the best way to go? If now you assume it is just a reaction of the emperor, of the workers or the co-workers, and now you do not solve quickly, when it goes on, that is where now you see reactions, you see those behaviors. Because now when you impress, you are putting in. The last movement is now to exploit. So it is good now that if you detect a change of behavior, a change of anything, you handle it as quickly as you detect it.
Yes.
There are others that cause stress. There are now difficulties in balancing home work and also home and work. Our duties back there and our work where we are working now. I am our wife, you are a father, and now you have something to look back and you have work. When we are not able to plan and balance, that one also can cause stress. You are here, you did not finish what you wanted to finish at home. When you are here, you cannot concentrate. You are thinking, you are receiving calls. Daddy, you did not leave this. Simba, you did not do this. You did not attend to this. So now you see, you are not concentrating completely. You are not committed here. You are divided. When in our working place, we go there divided. We are unable to plan well our life back there and our area of work. That one can cause stress. Okay, another thing that can cause stress is poor communication. Here in where we are working here, poor communication. You do not clarify. Your area is here, your area is here. It is like every now and then, Siba, come, do that, look that, take care of that. You are not sure. There is no clarification. Sometimes we see in some areas of work that the HR or whoever is like commanding, but there is no plan or good communication.
Yes.
Early in the morning, that is our best, of course. When we meet here, you are starting whatever. You know, you have a timetable. Who is attending this? Who is doing this? Early clear communication and clarification. That one will also help people from being stressed. Another one that I could not like to leave, because I know you have questions now.
Yeah.
As we continue, it is also conflict, solving conflict. They are not solved as they arise. You observe, you assume, solve them as they arise.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Good. I want us to go for a tiny break right here on this show, because then once we come back then, we'll be looking at the other side now. Depression.
Yeah.
Like, who's this person who's going to graduate from depression? And I like the way you ended it, that if you do not solve those conflicts at work, then they're just going to make people essentially be stressed to the point of getting depressed. So once we come back, I'll be taking you back a little bit to look at those particular pointers you mentioned there, especially solving conflicts at the workplace, which in my opinion could be among the biggest contributors of having people who are stressed, and even establishing conflict resolution mechanisms at the workplace. And number two, then, look at exactly what depression is, look at those signs of depression, and essentially how to start dealing now with depression. Because at the end of the day, we're talking about those people who start with stress and end up all the way to depression. Right here with Pastor Rose Mbugua talking about stress and depression at the workplace. Do you know the signs of somebody who's stressed? Do you know the signs of somebody who's depressed at the workplace? Once we come back.
Are you an SME looking for a media partner? Look no more, as Lookuptv got you covered for all your visibility and marketing needs. We at Lookuptv understand your business needs and want to work with you on your marketing journey, giving you solutions that will take you to the next level. Call us today on 0707 572 358 or send an email to sales@lookuptv.co.ke and kickstart this amazing journey. Welcome to Lookuptv, your official SME media partner.
There is a biblical quotation that says, "Whoever gives to an orphan lends to God." Today was a great day for us. We have received and hosted a wonderful and great team from Tatua Tatu who have come to make a day brighter for these kids and for our beneficiaries.
I thank you, Tatua number 3, for coming. May God bless you, and the gates of Rafiki are ever open, and you are welcome and welcome again.
Realize your home ownership dream by investing in Brookvale Tuala, a magnificent prime residential property located in Ongata, Rongai. Brookvale Tuala by Safaricom Investment Cooperative overlooks the majestic Ngong Hills and lies only 24 kilometers from Nairobi CBD. The project boasts of well-serviced plots with a perimeter wall, graded roads and a borehole. 50 by 100 plots are going for 1.4 million shillings with a flexible payment plan of up to 6 months. To book your plot, call 0729 121212 today. Safaricom Investment Cooperative, the investment partner of choice.
All right, welcome back to the Morning Drift. My name is Simba Kiage. We're talking about depression and stress at the workplace. Let's then get into the last 30 minutes of our conversation here in the morning. And for those who want to participate, we're online at Lookuptv across all your social media platforms as well. And our number, by the way, you can text us into the studio. It's right there on your screens. So, there any other question that may have for Pastor Rose Mbugua, who's a life coach and an author, then she will get to handle those questions directly as they come in, and the contributions as well. Just before we cross over to depression, there might be some people who might not want to show you that they're stressed. Somebody who's smiling and all that they have this face that they put on to hide their stress.
Yeah.
But then that means that you essentially have to look at the effects of somebody who's stressed. What are those performance areas at work that I'm going to look at and say, huyu Simba, in as much as anakuja hapa anacheka na anajifanya ni kama ako tu sawa, I think there's a problem somewhere. How does it affect work for somebody who's stressed?
Okay. Yeah, it is. I agree with you. I can put a mask that I'm the Rose. You used to meet me and I come early because work, we need work. People outside there are searching jobs and they are not having. So I do not want to lose my job. So what I would do, I'm listening to myself and no, it is not me. But what do? I have to go and just put a mask. Then what will show you, it is my performance. Even if I put a mask, when I come to perform, where I am required, you see now that there is poor performance. Also, it is good to learn to look the non-verbals. What is not said. What I have not said, and you look at me and you see. So maybe I serve in this table, and now a customer comes, yes, and you observe, you see, I used to be lively, I used to be welcoming, and now a customer is there, and I'm not even looking at him or her. I'm not even smiling. Now you see the non-verbals. When I entered, I smiled to you, and I went to my chair. When I'm there, just observe the non-verbals. You can see clearly the customer came, she was not jovial, she did not even welcome the customer. Do you know, I can hide from you, but for the others, I don't care. Because I'm putting the mask that I may not lose my job. It is good to look to the performance. Yes. You know, you see now, even reduce of productivity. I used to do this, and I used to bring this to the company or to the place of work. If I'm a media person, I used to influence a lot of people. You see now Facebook, they are coming, and now as you look to my Facebook, you see there is no performance. I'm not producing. Yes. So these are signs. And routine errors. Routine errors. Everyone knows, oh, I'm sorry, I did it. Oh, it was a mistake. Look at those routine errors. They can show us that that person is having something. Also, bad relationship. Yes. I used to have friends here. Now you see every now and then complaints in the office. So and so has done this. So and so has said this. You see, backbiting, those things and small conflict appear. Even if I have put the mask, you can detect from those things you see that are coming up. Also health. You see now health can deteriorate because I'm not feeding well, I'm not sleeping well at home, but I have come. You can see now, you see I'm dosing at what is wrong? Then my health is not good. You can look at me and tell me, hey, Pastor Rose, you are not the one I used to see. Just observe those.
That's it. Yeah. Pretty much. I want us to move into the next level now. And we're going to talk about the conditions that essentially would then help grow stress into depression now. Yeah. So let's talk about that. Now, essentially introducing depression now. What would grow stress into depression? Okay. And at the workplace, what is this thing that is going to help stress grow into depression?
Yeah, we have said that stress is consistent feeling that of fear, anxiety, or feeling that you are not yourself, feeling that you are not able, like biting what you are unable to chew. Now, when you continue with this, if it is intimidation at the place of work, it continue. you now, or if it is a breakdown of communication,
Yeah.
or if it is a relationship with the other co-workers, all those things are deteriorating. They are now becoming more and more. Now, I'll be like that person I told you that I have this amount, but now it is bringing me down. The person changes and enters to depression. When someone enters to depression, you see those all signs. They are now extreme. And they are now not themselves again. If when you are with stress, you are unable to think properly. What if it deteriorates? Now you think your thoughts and they are stopped. You are not yourself now. And at that level, people withdraw, even from work. You cannot even take hold of yourself. And we can see you are someone who was taking bath, who was a smart person. You are unable even to take care of yourself. Physically, you are very weak because at night you cannot sleep. You know, you develop the anxiety at a level that you cannot even sleep. You have those phobia is more and more. You are fearing everything. You are fearing everybody. Now you are not yourself. You can even find those people hiding. They are even hiding. And that leads to withdrawal. And that person, it is very rare to see them at the workplace. Because now they are unable. It is the person who you need more in your workplace that when you hear, you call him, where are you? You did not report to work. He cannot even call. Then he can tell you, I'm sick. At home. You go, you visit him, encourage him to or her to go to hospital. Then, where are you sick? Everywhere, all parts of my body. Even the diagnosis will not, maybe the doctor will say, you see as if the signs are, symptoms are malaria or whatever, but they are not. Those people now need a psychologist, someone who will understand what is happening. So they withdraw. And it is very hard to meet them at the place of work. When they come, they destroy everything and they cannot even put a mask. Depression cannot be hidden. It is open now. It is the fruits that cannot be hidden. Now you see it clearly. Yeah.
So, how long does it take to manifest from stress to depression? For any other person who's listening to you, if I'm stressed about a particular situation, how long does it take to move from stress to depression?
We cannot say about the space, but what we say that because people are different, I can cope with it, with the stress for a while. As even I pretend or I try to do things.
Yes.
But the more, you see, it is like feeling a grass. You are feeling it. The more now you are impressing or bottling up, the more now it is becoming worse. So we cannot put a duration, but the more you continue receiving or exposing yourself to stress, giving yourself to stress, the high risk to be depressed.
Yes. Okay. Pretty much. So for those people listening to you today, and they're wondering, maybe I'm stressed about a particular situation. When you feel stressed at the workplace, because you don't want to end up in depression. I'm going to talk about what depression can do to somebody, and you've essentially highlighted that. What are these mechanisms that we need to come up with at the workplace that are essentially going to help stressed employees not to get into depression?
Okay.
Yeah.
One is communication.
Okay.
And a proper communication. What is this? Is it, who is this? Or what is this triggering? Who causing? Is it my boss who is overloading me? Go direct. Have an open talk. tell him now. We had a contract. In the contract, we said I'll be working 4 hours, 5 hours. Now you are broken. Share, communicate, talk. Communication is one way that will help us to not to continue or not to enter to depression. At the place of work.
Yes.
Let us communicate. Put things in open. Speak out. Yeah. Go to whoever is concerned. Have a communicate. Have a meeting. Yeah. Yeah. Share your views. Tell, this one is not going. It is not right. Also, call a meeting with yourself, personal also, because there are things now sometimes that can cause depression, either at the place of work, maybe it is the conflict. And now every day you'll not be going to the HR to tell him or her now so and so. You do your personal, yourself now. You can also deal with yourself. Because it is good also to deal with ourselves. Even if first of all, it is communicating with whoever you are under, serving under, so that he or she may understand. Maybe he even don't know that you are having problem at home when you go home late. So now, open up. Also for us, we individuals, you as a person, note what is this that is triggering me. Yeah. Then think about it. How will I overcome it? How will I cope with it? If it is a relationship with my co-workers, what is feeling? You listen to yourself. You think about your personality. If it is your personality, because even our personality causes miscommunication, because my personality is not your personality. So now we can differ. Listen to yourself and say, oh, if it is my personality, I have to collect this and that, so that he come, that we can come together. Yeah, that one will help us so much. Also, I think, have I?
Does it? Yeah. So in a workplace, I want to assume that there are these challenges that every other employee is going to be facing, and we give this responsibility to the HR officers. I mean, if you have a conflict at the workplace, you're supposed to go to the HR, and the HR might not be an expert at counseling, because some of these conflicts, especially when you mention personality differences, that will need an expert to come in and tell you how to deal with those particular issues. Do you think that workplaces, Pastor Rose, should have qualified counselors and life coaches like you at work, so that now some of these problems that we're dealing with here that might go into stress and conflict, especially at the workplace, and how we relate at the workplace, might be complex issues that qualified counselors are the ones who are going to deal with it. Do you believe that we need that aspect of it? That one person who you know very well, the ones I go in, then they're going to help me come up with a solution to this problem.
Yes, of course. At workplace, we need this person. Yeah. You know why? I come from my home. You come from your home very far with the different backgrounds and different problems there. Stresses are there. Back at home. Now we meet together here. Yeah. We need, and I have seen this being a good thing, sir. Even at where I serve. People, when we come early in the morning, we do this something like coming together. Yes. First, pray together, or else speak a word of encouragement together, so that time we'll enter to our respective tables or desks with one accord. Then we encourage. So if possible, and I can say to that, agree with you 100%. At a time, let the HR plan for all the employees to have a lecture. Yes, stop everything, fight time. Even if it is night time, let us give them 2 hours or 1 hour, a lecture of self-awareness, so that they can know their temperament or personality, and encouragement to where they have been coming from. It is very important. And in the institutions, we see even employees being taken out for a breakfast. We call it a breakfast. We call it a lunch. Even now here we cannot close the studio, but we can have a breakfast. Maybe at 4 a.m. we come here, we take tea together, and we have a life coach who will encourage us, and we can ask questions, even that we can board. Workers, employees do not board. Sometimes me, I serve as someone who cleans here, and now you serve there as a producer, whoever, and we do not do the same work. And so we need to board, so that I honor the one who bring this cup, I honor the one who do this, because we are one. Even if the salary is not the same or positions are not alike, we are serving the one body. We need, it is so very important to gather all the employees very early if possible, before you go to your respective duties. Yes. First, pray together, encourage one another, and even you can share your feelings. How are your feelings today? You can say, oh, what is this that is stirred up for you when we left? You can say, I got at home, my child was sick. You can say, sorry, Paul, for that. We are going to pray for that child. And another one can say, oh, I went home with this and that. Then we enter, we start work together with unity and bond. Yeah. We have now created a rapport.
When it comes to dealing with these issues on a personal level, because we also have to speak to the people who are listening to you and saying that if you're essentially going to get a solution, it has to start with you personally. Like, you have to actively say, on a personal level, I have got to manage the stress or depression that I'm in. On a personal level, without even talking to an expert or going to the HR's office, how do I start managing these issues that are causing stress on a personal level first?
On a personal level, I'll give you a technique called cognitive. A technique, just like a formula. When I want to bake a cake, you have unga, whatever, and now you know how to mix them, and now you have a cake. There is this technique, we call it a cognitive. It is all about our mind, and it is very important to an individual. One, cognitive, it is refers to ways by which you consciously reflect thoughts and deliberately what causes stress. You go to your thoughts, you think, what is this that causes stress in my place of work? What is this? Now, when you go that way, you identify it, the cause of it. Now from there, you are alert. This is what causes stress, or what causes headache, or whatever. Then from there, you control that, your thoughts, you take control of your thoughts. If it is when you see Simba, or when Simba said to you, can you please give me that? You feel offended. You see, I always feel offended when Hesha said me or tell me this, or else when he lecture me. That is a trigger. Now what you are going to do in your mind, you are going to go back and say, you are an employee. You went there to serve. You get salary there. That is your life. So now, you have to deal with that thought and remove it. When the HR will tell you this, you say, yes. First, deal with your mind. Deal with that thing, that thought that comes first. When you see the HR, you think, Now see, he's coming to command me. He's coming to do this. When you see him and say, oh yes, he is my boss, that you yourself, yes, now you are able. Whatever he will tell you, you receive it with your unconscious, and now you will not react, and it will not hurt you. Also, you always do not have to accept many worries.
Yes.
Don't worry much. You cannot deal with everything and anything. Things we just even assume. I can even step on you and you assume it was just an accident. But when I step on you, you say, okay, it is because he earns more than. It is because I'm a cleaner. I'm a cleaner there. You can even see someone stepping and now you are cleaning and you say, okay, he cannot even wait that I finish. That, you deal with that. Just say, it is okay. He's so good serving. You see, we deal with that cognitive technique, dealing with our thoughts, removing every negative thought and putting positive thoughts in ourselves. It can help us so that we fight irrational beliefs, believing things that are not there. Because if you tell me this and I believe you are telling me that because you hate me, is it true? How true is it? Irrational thoughts. We remove, we deal with them, we can go on. There are many things.
Yes, pretty much. So that's on a personal level. Mm-hmm. So should I find myself depressed now? Mm-hmm. In one way or another, I didn't deal with the stress. I didn't use the cognitive technique that you're mm-hmm. talking about to identify what makes me angry, what triggers me. Mm-hmm. I find myself in depression. Mm-hmm. What is your advice for somebody who's depressed at the workplace?
Okay. Now, if you're now depressed, you feel now you are worn out.
Yes.
You are now at the edge. You want now to leave or to withdraw. First of all, you need to find someone
yes.
who can help you to get out of it. And also, there are medications there, but it is good to find a counselor, someone that you can talk to. Mm-hmm. Talking is a therapy.
Yes.
You talk yourself and don't hide anything. As you talk, the counselor or the therapist will help you to come to yourself and understand yourself, and then he will help you with all relaxation or many other techniques that will help you. Because if you do not do that, depression will end up with maybe suicidal thought or something that is not. Depression is not good. It is good to know that when you are depressed, you are not yourself. That is when you see people going in the street, they do not have clothes. You do not even know that you do not have clothes. You are doing things that you do not know. You are not yourself again. It is good to act as quickly as you are hearing this voice. You are feeling that, oh, I'm almost giving up. I'm almost entering this deep pit of depression. Make haste, find help.
And then make haste and find help, isn't it? Should you find yourself at that place? Mm.
Because depression kills. Yeah. Depression can make you somebody else. It destroys our destiny. Those people who are learned, those people who are blessed, they lose everything by depression. Depression is a deadly killer.
A particular phrase right there of depression is a deadly killer. And if you've been listening to us since we started this up to now, Pastor Rose is essentially just told you that you need to identify those areas that essentially trigger you into stress. And if you do not identify them right now, recognize them, talk them, find solutions in the workplace, that you're going to get into depression. And for those who know, depression is essentially defined as a disease that if you don't cure, then it's going to kill you, just like any other disease then is, or disables you completely, just like she put it. take her back to the time that you joined us right here on the Morning Drift Online and Lookuptv across all your social media platforms. All those comments and suggestions that you've been going through, she's going to see them, by the way. For me, it's a learning session, like I said. Pastor Rose, thank you very much for coming by. This has been quite lovely having you around. Guess what? She'll come back again on more topics as well. For now, we end it right here on the Morning Drift. I'll see you tomorrow for another session. Goodbye.